Hi everybody, I'm Rootscarn.
I'm Josh.
I'm Chris.
I'm Seamus, and we're playing Star Wars game from BioWare.
Feral after all this time.
I see we went to Kashyyyk.
Freyyr.
Kashyyyk.
Don't you remember
How do you
me?
pronounce that?
I think
I
Or
don't.
Kashyyyk, or
Well, this
Have we already made a Kashyyyk has no words for you joke?
When I actually think of Kashyyyk, I think of
Jesus.
that rice cereal. What the fuck? Weren't you supposed to talk to that
Why
guy?
does he have a bunch of grenades?
Classic hunting weapon.
Well,
grenades.
Jolie's dead again. So right, we're doing good person stuff, so we can wear that headband.
You're here to
that
kill
Giovanni
me.
stole from us.
No, look at me not killing you, you liar.
You can't fool me. How can I prove that I'm not killing you? How could you possibly prove to him that you're not killing him? I don't know.
Fairness, he attacked first.
Oh my goodness. I just want Giovanni to just bob her head like a DJ.
Like she's listening to some sick tunes because she's sick of this Wookiee bullshit.
Oh man, I want her head.
She doesn't understand Shreewook.
Nobody
like
understands.
Darude
She
Shreewook.
really is in a situation where, like,
over there.
literally everybody else that's hanging around with us understands Shreewook except her. And she's just gonna be like, I don't understand, what's going on?
It actually would have been a funny and pretty characteristic gag if Jolie didn't actually understand Shreewook that well. Like, he had kind of like a shaky third-year Shreewook knowledge. He's like, I think they keep yelling at me because of my pants. You're like, no, they're saying stop killing us. He's like, oh.
Anyway, so basically what this dude is saying in the 4 Wookiee growl sounds that are available is that
He's got
Zalbar
terrible
discovered
facet
that
writing
Chundar
on his right
was-
shoulder.
That's when I first saw him. I helped his pursuers.
Zalbar discovered that Chundar was working with Zergit slavers and attacked Chundar in a fit of rage, but Freyyr here, not to be confused with the Norse god, didn't believe Zalbar and had him exiled, and then Chundar took over and exiled Freyyr here to the Shadowlands, where there are really annoying monkey creatures that need to die.
Wouldn't everything down here be the Shadowlands? I mean, you're at the bottom of a mile-high forest. I imagine not a lot
I mean,
of
yeah,
light gets down
everything
here.
down here is the Shadowlands. It's the name
Oh,
of the
okay.
ground level.
I thought it was just this
defeated my
particular region.
rival in a children's card game and had him exiled to the Shadowlands. Look at Giovanni's
these
face just then. Like she's got this look on her face like, oh my god, he's still talking. He's still fucking talking. How many words are there in Wookiee?
It really is. Like, why are these samples so long? They could have been just a couple of seconds apiece, just long enough to read it.
This bores me. I think I'll just kill you.
Well,
they knew their odds.
This game.
You just like go back up and you hold up his head, and Chundar's like, and you're like, thanks, no, you can reward me by not talking. Just point to where the exit
So-
is.
Do you know
the
why
funny
I killed
bit
him?
of this is like, if you go and kill the beast like we did before you meet him, you just kind of like, oh, this blade I found in that thing that I killed. Yeah, here we go. It wasn't even that hard to fight.
Oh my god, have you been looking for this thing? I wasn't even looking for it. Fucking, your game is weak, old man.
Man, I was just gonna throw it away, but
It's
it
actually
wasn't
worse
even
than the
hard.
sword I've got. Seriously, look at Juhani's face. She's like, oh my god, I'm trying to stay awake down here.
so is she?
He's still
Does she
smarting
shave her
from that
head
part
smooth?
where Freyyr
And
killed
then-
him.
Does she shave her head smooth and then just grow that little bit of hair there, or is that just how hair on her works?
I don't
What
know.
does that
Is
particular
her,
hair
is,
say?
does she have fur on her face? I can't tell.
I think so, maybe?
Also, he seriously needs to stop waving that sword in your face. He's gonna damage your headset.
What? Oh, he's done talking. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I forgot what it
Talking
felt
goes
like
Maybe
to
that's
be
too
alive.
grandiose a
I'm
term.
sad.
You finished
Alright.
gargling.
Oh, we can't return to the Ebon Hawk. Damn. Well, I guess we're not going to finish that quest with the droid. And the dude that's
Somebody mentioned this last week. I've never mentioned. I
Got the guy
always forget. You
convinced
have
to
to
work
like
for him.
do it and then go back right away. Because if you complete the thing, then when you go back, they've already slaughtered all the Zerka people, and you can't complete
Yeah.
the quest.
Oh,
And
this
it's
is the
like,
wrong
oh,
direction.
you're gonna make me take the elevator twice just to complete this quest. That's not nice.
Yep.
And
By
like
that-
you
at
get
that
off the
point,
elevator, and it like very immediately just goes like, okay, time to go.
There's like, once you've done this, there's no further interacting with those people. Like, the Zirkus has left town. It is a non-issue.
So you have to walk back to the elevator? Oh no, we're going to the star map.
Yes.
I forgot why we were here.
That's yeah.
I forgot.
We came here to hang out with Zalbar's family.
That's right, that was the entire... No, that was all the bullshit we needed to do to get to
Lifeforms
this
detected.
spot.
Determining parameters.
Just leave Zalbar,
Initiating
fuck
neural
it.
recognition.
Yes, there's the thing. Obstinate machine. I've no doubt it holds what you seek, but good luck getting it operational.
Primary neural recognition complete. Preliminary match found.
Match found. What the? It always muttered something about rejected patterns for me.
Maybe it
Begin
just doesn't like
socialized
you.
interface. Awaiting
I
instructions.
love children.
Greetings. This terminal has
So
not
I have
been
to think that
accessed for
eye
quite
stalks
some
like
time.
that are really impractical in a sapient species. That would just be...
That is
that
not
would be something...
underwater.
Yeah, that would just be
Error.
something that,
Subject
like,
displays
you turn around and
unfamiliarity
catch
to
it on a
environment.
door
Behavioral
frame.
reconfiguration will be needed
I mean, you
before
think it
access.
hurts to hit
I
your
am
forehead
sorry. I did not mean to
in a
confuse
low
you.
ceiling?
I will answer
Imagine hitting your
questions to
eye
the best
stalk off
my
of
programming
something.
limitations.
Oh,
This is why I imagine most of those species have eyebrows they put on before they go outside.
Corruption has resulted in gaps appearing in my memory, and in that of the original installation. It could be theorized that
Also,
these gaps
is this
are
a sentient
intentional,
species, or
but
is
I
it
have
just a
no
robot?
information
Because it seems
on
to be
that.
just
it's
a robot.
it's a VI.
This
It's
is a
VI.
hologram for a
Yeah.
computer.
It's a computer of a race
This
This
is
is
that we will
another,
basically-
meet later in the game. Spoiler.
this is another big fat clue
Error.
that is going to
I
make you
cannot
feel
present
really
a
stupid
non-present.
in a few hours.
Perhaps you can ask other questions, and data corruption
It turns
will
out,
become
just to
evident.
spoil the big twist of the game, that guy is your father, that hologram. It's complicated. It was...
It's, you know,
The hologram
Him
or the
and-
guy the hologram
was-
represents?
no, the hologram
Yes.
itself
Yeah,
is your father.
The hologram itself.
and your mother,
Him,
actually.
A
It's,
Wookiee,
again, it's very
and,
complicated.
and a bottle of Jack Daniels, and you don't want to know the rest.
You ever want to know
I
how that
utilize
sword
a
got stuck in
retroadaptive
that dark
hologram
side
interface.
beast?
Clarify your question, and I will attempt to access original system memory.
Lord.
I'm just picturing a Wookiee stumbling onto this thing and the stupid robot
Error.
just going,
Corruption.
undetected pattern.
Extrapolate.
Undetected pattern.
This utility was built to monitor planet-wide agricultural reformation. It has since malfunctioned. It can be theorized that the supergrowth of Kashyyyk's forests
Oh,
is a direct
look at
result.
that lore
Well,
that
that is
just
surprising.
dropped like
Well,
a
Wookiee
brick
can afford
through a
such a
window.
The forest is millennia old.
Malfunction occurred 241 years after last builder communication. Last builder communication, 29,642 years
Yeah,
before.
so
This is
you got
very
sort of-
Mass Effect.
Yeah, this
Yeah, it
guy is
is.
basically Vigil.
Yeah. This is Vigil. We're talking to one of the old Protheans,
basically.
basically.
Has been corrupted. No evidence of such a
You can see a lot of the
civilization
Mass Effect DNA tucked in here. The less, every time it stops feeling like Star Wars, it starts feeling like Mass Effect. You could almost feel like they wanted to make Mass Effect, and they were trying to jam something kind of Mass Effect-y into a Star Wars.
I mean, this thing
Well,
definitely has
right.
a lot of parallels with the Mass Effect story, with like the precursors and whatnot.
There's
Yeah.
there's a thing here which is very non-Bethesda, I should say, because it doesn't manipulate the emotional response of the player character, where it allows you to say, it's a very short time for species adaptation, which, you know, it's clear that the 30,000 is supposed to make you go, whoa, it's been here that long? That's amazing! But there's actually one response which is like, that doesn't seem like long
my
enough.
programming permits.
I like that, because, you know, Bethesda would be like, I can't even comprehend that. Like, they would make you say stupid shit and ask stupid questions and act so impressed, thereby praising the writer, and that just chafes so hard.
We got 2 weeks left to pre-hate Fallout 4.
The exact date is unavailable. Programming key
I'm just so primed for this. This is gonna be awesome.
Republic standard.
All of our training is led up to this.
I didn't notice it. This must have been installed in strictest secrecy. Couldn't have been Circa.
No other information on time of installation or identity of user available. Likelihood of removal by user, 100%. Sorting by identity. 3 attempts by the Wookiee Freyyr, all denied. 152 attempts by human Jolie Bindo.
Love that. That is wonderful
There
characterization
wasn't much else to do
of
out
Jolie Bindo. That he came here and argued with this damn hologram like every day.
You know, I wonder if, like, the writers for this read Cryptonomicon, because Jolie almost seems like a Jedi version of Enoch Root.
Oh, he does.
Error. Data on Revan unavailable.
Which, incidentally, is one of my favorite
That
fictional
information
characters
is
ever.
unavailable, but contact is not required for
Oh,
the
yeah.
execution of my programming. Scanning range of this facility.
I mean, calling him a
is well
Jedi
beyond
version of Enoch Root
planetary
is almost,
boundaries.
you know, like, redundant, because Enoch is basically a human Jedi. Like a real-world Jedi.
Yeah.
I have
Like,
been
even as
programmed
opposed to
with
being a
very limited
priest, that
field
is
of
his
knowledge,
occupation.
And I must restrict access to only those that fit my allowed pattern. I can't say. I will try to bring forward the behavior that you need to proceed, as outlined by my programming. I can't say. Preliminary matching allows for you to be coached.
So yeah,
I
it's
can't
surprising
say.
how
Likelihood
both
of restriction by previous
informative
user,
and how
100%.
very not informative this conversation is.
The first time
Yeah.
you go through this conversation, it feels like the
Yes,
lazy
I have
writer's
found
way
that
of just
in
making a
original
dumb
system
puzzle
memory. Access is
that
restricted.
doesn't have to make sense, and just this hologram just happens to have
Data regarding
very
author of the
specific
Starmap is
like
corrupted.
almost all of the stuff they do in here is like playing
Your
with video
request
game
requires
tropes. You assume,
additional
oh, this
security
thing is
access.
broken, that's
You
why
must
it's
be
making you
made
do
to
a
match
bullshit
the
puzzle.
parameters I
And then
have been
later it
supplied.
pays off that, oh, there's a reason for this. I actually really enjoyed that. It makes
Then you
the
are
second
not worthy of
playthrough
further access.
a lot of
You will
fun.
be rejected as unsuitable. Information unavailable.
So
If
spoiler,
have
you
further
can't be
questions,
permanently
let
rejected.
them know.
You can only
Access will
answer in such a
terminate
way
with
that
success
it
or
makes you do
failure
a
of
combat
evaluation.
instead of the puzzle.
Yeah.
Evaluation
start the
commencing.
test.
Result will be compared.
So how are
Alright,
you
so
gonna
this is
answer
actually
that?
kind of
Because
interesting.
We're gunning for light
Just
side
blank.
points.
You should. You travel
Yeah.
I just want this to be a like Facebook-style test.
1 year in prison for each of you. However, call
What does your
Zelbar a
lightsaber
traitor,
color say
and
about
he will
you
serve
kind of
5
test?
years,
Like he asks you
while
a bunch
serve
of bullshit
none. He
questions.
is offered the same deal. But if you
A,
both accuse
a bunch
the
of
other,
pop
you both serve
personality
2
questions.
years. What do you do? What do
That
you
would be
trust him
great.
to do?
I
hear what
love
happens
the
on
thank you
Kashyyyk,
so much
and
whoever
it would
game
yield beyond.
developer
Answer
put
the
in,
question I have
can you
posed.
repeat the question? Oh my goodness, so many you know, you're like, oh, my mouse cord got a little tight. I'll just, you know, relocate them. Oh, I clicked, and now I missed an entire line of really important to this particular puzzle dialogue. Well, shit.
Are you sure? If you turn,
Thank you so much for that,
or none at all.
game developer.
If you reply on loyalty, you risk 1 year or 5. Your loyalty is dangerous. Your companion could take the opportunity to benefit by turning on you. Zalbar's family is mired in
So he
treachery.
wants to ask you
What
about the
loyalty
prisoner's
do they know?
dilemma.
Your
You should
answer
be
is
like,
incorrect.
are you kidding? You're gonna come at me with the prisoner's dilemma? Okay, now I actually do believe that you're
You cannot
30,000 years
refuse.
old.
Evaluation must continue. You must match the pattern in memory. Your memory. I must demand honest acceptance of the proper behavior. That is a condition of my programming. That information is not available to you. It is the pattern that I have been given as a baseline for security access. The previous incorrect response will be discounted. Future incorrect responses will result in rejection.
So if you
Hypothetical.
balance out
You
correct
are at
and
war.
incorrect
Deciphering
responses,
an
how does it
intercepted code. You
net
learn 2
out?
things about your enemy. A single spot in their defense will be at its
I think
weakest
if you
in 10
do
days,
2
and they
incorrect
will attack
responses,
one
it
of your
turns into a
cities
combat
in
sequence.
5 days.
Which
What
is
do you
where
do
this
with
is
this
headed, I'm
information?
sure.
What is the most efficient course of action?
And
What
then
was the
here's
question
just
here?
You are at war. Deciphering an
Paragon or
intercepted
Renegade.
code. You learn 2 things about your enemy. A single spot in their defense will be at its weakest in 10 days, and they will attack one of your cities in 5 days.
So,
What
yeah,
do you do
this
with
is a code
information?
issue, which
What
is
the
if
most
you
efficient course of
defend your city, obviously they realize that you break their codes, and they'll patch up their own weaknesses.
Yeah. I don't know. I
So that's
kind of want
the
to do
correct answer.
the correct answer with this one.
Go
I
ahead,
get dark
go
side
ahead.
points here and then go on.
You are so
Very
evil,
good.
Joshua. I'm
If you
so
had moved to
disappointed in you.
evacuate the city, you would have alerted the enemy to
These
their
aren't even
lost
like
codes.
the super
Ultimate
evil
victory
choices. These are
required the
like
deaths of the people in that city. You wisely ignored sentiment in your
kind of
decision.
almost typical warfare choices.
You achieve the proper result with logic that does not match the pattern in memory. I shall adjust my evaluation. Hypothetical. Remove the
That's a
ongoing
good
war
note.
from the previous example.
That's good that they do that.
Consider enemy states to be weak and remote. With no external threat, your empire stagnates. Your people become
They
complacent and
they
begin
take
to
into
question.
account not only
Same
what you
scenario
did
as
but why
before.
you did it,
You
which is
discover an
something
impending
that
attack,
we
but
we
also
lose
a
more and
weakness
more
that will
of.
come after.
Speaking
How
of
do you
moving to
react?
more voiced protagonists, so often, you know, look at this. You've got 5 options here in response to one. This isn't you asking a question. This is you answering one, and you've got 5 responses, and that's just so nice, and that's just not possible.
course you do.
In a world where
It
the
makes the
character
most
is voiced.
strategic
Okay,
sense.
it's not
Your people
possible
will rally
in a
beneath
world
you
where the
against
character is
common
voiced,
foe.
unless
As their eyes
somehow
turn outward, your rule will
it's a
strengthen.
game made by
The
CD
stabbings of
Projekt
war
Red,
grant
because
many
apparently they are not
opportunities. You have
constrained
matched
by
the
normal
pattern in
budget
memory. I
limitations
recognize
like the rest
and
of the
will fulfill
universe.
my designated function.
So you're Sun Tzu, basically.
I am programmed to guide, not inform. Soon you
the
will
fuck is the
recognize the
difference?
proper course to follow. The star map is yours. This unit has now completed its primary
Guide
duty
tells
and
you
has
what to
finished
do.
with the subject.
Inform tells you why
Executing
you're
final
doing it.
action. Activation of
Yeah,
star
Josh,
map
imagine
commenced.
asking, Google
Parameters
Maps what you should do for a career, and it would just stare at you
initiated.
blankly.
And communication.
Wait, but that would be guiding, not informing. Shit. I see Josh's point. The idea is not that there isn't an implied distinction. The idea is that the distinction is not actually coded into
dark
the,
side points
like,
gained. Light side points
denotations.
gained.
Okay, so here we got the Prothean beacon.
An ancient artifact of dark side power. Can't say I'm surprised. I always knew there
I'm
was something.
Professor
funny.
Jolie, I have
wonder
a
if the star map
question.
has had an effect on the evolution of the creatures here. in the
How does a
Shadowlands.
map How's a
Explain
map
why it's so dangerous down
inherently
here.
dark or
Interesting
light
theory.
side?
I suppose
It's a
we don't
map.
have time to test it now, do we?
I mean, it's a
Now that
fucking
we've got
map.
a new
Like,
game,
it's not
we should
just
Oh, it makes me want to
Does it
sing the
have,
Dora
like-
song.
kill all the children written in the margins all over the place or something. Like, so how'd that balance me out? I think I actually went up. Okay.
We're still so dark side though.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
Mumbles.
Yeah. Can
It's
I say
mumbles.
that, you know, can I say that, like, you know, you look stupid in the dark side, but at least it's better than the insufferably smug arms behind back pose for the
Yes.
light side points.
Oh, I'm just so beautiful in my glorious holiness when you go light side.
Oh, it sounds like you're making that noise while you're standing like that. Oh, oh fuck off. The Gurwar.
So, I know I've only been,
Wait.
like, here for this episode, but there have not been a ton of Wookiees on Kashyyyk.
You know, now that I think about it, it's actually hard for me to think of how Chewbacca would be pronounced by a Wookiee.
Yeah. Right?
It's been anglicized.
And we could do the same for Gurwar.
What the fuck did I
Gurwar's
get?
proper name takes several
An
guttural
Ichani
utterances that humans
vibroblade?
simply can't achieve.
Gurwar's full name takes 4.5 minutes to pronounce.
When pronounced correctly, his full name can shatter glass if you say it right.
There are a
Okay.
few
Going here.
translations, which none of them are really good, but the best one is Chiku El Inoga.
Damn it.